Hey you guys, it's Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today on the blog I was talking about the best way to stop your hair from thinning. So I wanted to share that with you all because I know a lot of you all experience thinning hair. Many of my clients ask me how do they get thicker hair, what are ways that or some things that they can do to thicken their hair up. So I wanted to come and do a video to show you all exactly what you can do to stop your hair from thinning. Now first, the main thing that you want to do to stop your hair from thinning is first you have to figure out exactly why your hair is thinning. So there are a few different things that can cause your hair to thin. So once you get down to the root of the problem, or the actual cause of the problem, then at that point you can then begin to determine what you can do to reverse that action on your hair. So the first thing I want to go over is something called androgenetic alopecia. What this basically is genetics. So say for instance you start thinning in the side of your head right here. Okay, the first thing that I would ask one of my clients is, does your mother have the same problem? Does your grandmother have the same problem? Do any of the other women in your family experience this? If the answer is yes, then that means through your genetics, this is the reason why your hair is beginning to thin or start balding in that area. Now, there's really not much you can do to stop genetics. However, you can slow it down a bit by using product. This is when you can use products like Rogaine and another shampoo called Nioxin, which they have a thinning system for women with thinning hair. Also the Rogaine, it has an ingredient in it called minoxidil. Minoxidil has been proven to regrow hair in women. The only thing, what it does is it kind of like reactivates your dead hair follicles, activates them and makes the hair start back growing. So the reason why a lot of people don't like Rogaine is because it seems like once you start using it, you have to keep on using it in order for your hair to keep growing. The reason why is because once you stop using it, there's really nothing keeping those hair follicles to continue to be active. So sometimes once you stop taking the Rogaine, those hair follicles will go back inactive, which will make your hair start thinning again. So a lot of people don't like the fact that they have to take Rogaine or for excessive or a long amount of time, but it is shown and proven to work. So that may be an option for you. The Roxane Shampoo, they have a system for people with thinning hair to where it helps your hair to give the appearance to look thicker and fuller. So that may also be an option for you. Okay, moving on. The next thing I want to go over is something called Alopecia Areata. This is basically where your hair follicles, your immune system attacks your hair follicles. The reason why I would do this is because you are under extreme stress. Now, I'm not talking about stress like your husband getting on your nerves, your children got in trouble at school, and you had a bad day at work. No, I'm talking about severe extreme stress like death in the family, someone very close to you. Not grandma that we all knew was going to pass. She was getting old and, she was sick already. No, I mean like if she was very close to you, it still may affect you that way. But something like that, someone very close to you, something else severe, like, extreme stress at work. I don't mean just 1 or 2 bad days, but like severe stress that can cause your immune system to attack your hair follicles, and that will result in a round spot in your head. So you can notice a bald spot that's just a perfectly round and the hair is just falling out, so it's just that round spot is smooth to the touch, like your skin. That is a sign that your hair is coming out due to stress. It doesn't have to be in that circular pattern, but that is very common in people that are experiencing this type of hair loss. Your hair can also start just dramatically thinning in one area or all over. Stress can cause that as well. So the thing to combat that, of course, is to remove or eliminate, if possible, the reason why you are stressing so much. If you cannot eliminate the reason why you're stressing so much, at least maybe get some type of help in dealing with the stress. Some type of way that you can cope with it, some type of way that you can possibly try to move on from it or help to manage it better, because that type of stress can definitely cause your hair to thin. I have seen it with my own eyes. Women that come in due to stress, their hair has come out so badly that they have no choice but to get their hair cut. But the thing is, if the stress continues, getting a great haircut, using great products like Silk Hydration, and treating the hair, all of that is really doing nothing, because the root of the problem is still there. So what you want to do is try to get to the root of the problem, which is the stress. And once you start to alleviate that, then it will help you to help your hair begin to start growing back. Next thing that I want to talk about that can cause your hair to start thinning and to even come out is something called traction alopecia. Traction alopecia is basically your hair is coming out due to excessively tight hairstyles like braids, sew-ins, tight ponytails. All of those, especially if you're wearing a ponytail in the exact same spot every time, that spot inside that ponytail, you can notice that it starts to thin. Or if you're pulling it back too tight, you'll notice your edges are starting to thin. You don't want it to be uncomfortably tight. You don't want it to be tight at all. Okay, because especially around your edges are the most fragile part of the hair, so they break the easiest. So you definitely, when you're getting braids, if somebody is braiding your hair, you want to tell them, do not braid your edges tight. Don't braid any of your hair tight, but especially the edges. Those need to be protected at all costs. So continuing to get this, some people say, oh, it'll loosen up. It just help it last longer. It'll loosen up. Okay, I'm going to tell you about that. I had a client come in. She got some braids. They were too tight. She knew they were too tight, but she thought that it'll loosen up in a few days. It'll be okay, Well, before she could get to those few days, the entire braid came out, okay? Because it was too much stress on her edges. I mean, there was a bald spot going down the side of her head. It looked like she had a receding hairline because all of these braids just fell out. I mean, the entire braid with the hair still attached to it fell out. So you do not want to do this. And if you continue to cause that type of stress on your hair, sometimes it will not grow back. But if you immediately stop this action when you know or feel like your hair is tight, then the chances of your hair growing back are much greater. Okay, so take very great care of your edges when you are getting braids. I have nothing against braids, sew-ins, nothing. But you just want to make sure that you are taking care of your hair while you're getting those styles. Next thing that I want to talk about is something called Telogen Effluvium. Okay, what that Telogen, there are 3 stages to the whole regrowth, hair growth process: anagen, catagen, and telogen. The telogen phase is when the hair begins to shed. Okay, so what telogen effluvium is this occurs due to some type of experience to the body. Okay, so this may include a severe illness. This could include medication. This could also include stress. This could include childbirth. And this could also include medication that you may be taking. So different changes in your hormones, especially after childbirth, can cause different things to happen to your hair. Some people experience extreme hair loss after childbirth, and it is completely normal. It's completely common. Just allow it to go through this process, because what will happen is once your hormones begin to get back in order, then your hair will eventually start growing back. Experienced a severe illness that can also affect your hair with the different type of medications that you may take. If you are experiencing any type of hair loss due to the medications that you're taking, what you would need to do is consult with your doctor. Do not just stop taking your medication without telling your doctor. But you and your doctor can work something out to where there may be something else better for you to take. So you don't want to just completely stop taking your medication and risk your health just for your hair. But I understand that hair is important, so you definitely want to be one-on-one with your doctor before you make that decision. Also, crash diets can cause this type of hair thinning and hair loss. Any type of imbalance in our system because of like a severe diet. So if you are on a crash diet and say you stop eating meat, or you stop eating a particular food group, well, your body is not getting the nutrients that it may need. You may not be taking your vitamins or supplementing it with something else. So whatever that vitamin is, whether it be protein, the different vitamin A, B, C, whatever that you would be getting from that certain food group, and your body is no longer getting, it can start to affect your entire body, but also your hair in a negative way. So if you have started some kind of diet and you notice that your hair is shedding more or is thinning more, then that's the reason why. So if you are on some kind of diet like that, what you want to do is make sure that whatever vitamin that you were getting from that particular food, that you are still getting it in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, there are some vitamins that we can only get through food. So if that's the case, then you definitely still want to continue to consume that food so you can get all of the proper nutrition in your body, because that is what will help your hair to grow. Okay, you guys, I know that was a lot of information, but I kind of just wanted to sum up the blog post that I did in a video form, just to let you know some different ways that your hair may be shedding. So most of us will fall in one of these 4 areas. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, you can always email me at toya@latoyajonesblog.com, and I try to answer all of the emails that are sent to me. If you have a question about why your hair is thinning or shedding, I will try to answer that if I have not already answered it in this video. Alright, you guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.